You are worthy of feeling whole. You're worthy of moving ahead in your wellness and your self-care, and you're worthy of having a voice for your needs to be met.
Hello, and welcome to the Connect podcast. This show is all about helping you connect to your soul's calling so you can take action on it. Because the sweetest success is a blend of discovering your purpose with the inner drive to bring it to life. I'm Sheila, health coach, lifestyle entrepreneur, and mom of two, best known for my online wellness programs, mentoring, and self-love passion. Listen in for inspiring interviews, solo chats, and Q&A sessions that will move you past overwhelm towards what lights you up. Stop accepting good enough and go for your version of great in your health, business, and relationships. Let's get started.
I wanted to check in with you, see how you're doing as we are at the start of a new season. If you're like many people who I'm talking to, we have big plans for this coming season of things that we want to enjoy mostly and how we want to also elevate how we're feeling. A lot of the women I'm talking to realize that the last year and a bit, their health took a back seat to other things, other priorities. Their plates became very, very full with extra work, with people being home, and there's a lot that goes into orchestrating these changes. And so very often the things that would take a back seat are a lot of things like workouts and wellness practices that used to just be part of the flow. And it's a thing that happens in our society. It's very easy for us to not put those important things first, but to put other things first that are caring for other people. And so as we're entering the season, it can be very exciting to think, okay, I'm going to pull everything together, start these new wellness practices, go gung-ho, make it an amazing time of growth and change. And I love that energy. And at the same time, I'm here to help you make some goals for yourself that are achievable and that don't burn you out in the process. Let it be more fun. Let it be more enjoyable. Find more ease in the process of elevating your health and your wellness. This is truly what self-care is all about. Self-care is about doing those things that you know for yourself that you really, really require. And my soul-driven self-care method is all about going within first and having an inquiry with yourself about those things that you really do need. Very often we look outside of ourselves for prescription. Even in the wellness space, what are the latest things I need to be doing? What are the latest foods, the latest fads, the latest way to eat, the latest yoga wear? And all that stuff's fun because we love new things. But so often, myself included, is I can very often load up on all these new things and then not actually stick with it and make progress because they don't fully resonate with me. But when you go within first to find out what is it that you're missing, what do you need to fill? What would make you feel whole? What has been tapping you on the shoulder that you just know you want to be doing, and yet you've been putting it off? That is what soul-driven self-care is. And once you go into an inquiry, you can discover a few things perhaps that would really fill you up and give you the vibrancy that you're looking for, and that eventually over time will really make a positive impact in how you're feeling and how your health is. And hey, your relationships as a result, because when you're happy, healthy, and feeling whole, you show up in such a different way for all those people around you. We don't live in a vacuum. We live in a world full of many different kinds of relationships and connections. And when we tap into those things that we truly need, it increases our capacity to be able to show up in the way that we want to. Instead of looking at a new menu of ideas and huge lists of options for you, let's actually guide you into that one thing that you know you need to be doing. I'm thrilled that we are in a new season. I'm thrilled that regardless whether you're Northern Hemisphere or Southern Hemisphere, you're in a state of newness. Something about the seasons is so impacting on everything that we do. It's like this newness, this beautiful feeling of starting fresh. And we get to experience that 4 times a year. And we get to experience it every single month as we enter into a new month. And we get to enter it into every day, every week. Like, there's so many opportunities for us to renew our lives. And it's a decision away. That may be very simplistic because you may be saying, Sheila, you have no idea what I'm experiencing in my life right now. You may be going through some very, very serious things. Really being anywhere in the world at any given time, there's a lot going on. People are navigating a lot. So as we do this, it's even more important to invest in our self-care. How can we show up as those people who are truly caring about people and causes and actually making a difference in actions, in our giving, in the way we show up, like physically for each other, in actually doing things to help? How do we do that when we are burnt out? I've had a number of people on my podcast who are either therapists working with women who are recovering from burnout or anxiety, or business owners who have been recovering from burnout or anxiety. It is a common thing amongst women. And that is because very often as a culture, as a society, since day one, we've really been groomed to serve, to be there for everyone else, and often at the expense of being there for ourselves and sometimes for each other. But we need to start with the one thing that we personally need right now so that we can truly show up and live the lives that we want to live. And so we also have the capacity to say, I'm going to choose to do some things differently. I'm going to choose to delegate some things. I'm going to choose to let go of some things. And I'm not going to apologize for it. I'm going to do what is best for me. And when I do that, it gives other people permission to do the same. It helps other people, other women, to really start living into a more soul-fueled type of life. I'm a mom of 2 teenage boys and super grateful for them. And one of my very, very big decisions, and even with my husband, was how do we talk about the things that are happening in the world? How do we talk about patriarchy? How do we talk about different roles in society and in the home? Well, we first start by being on the same page as parents and as a couple, and then also hopefully modeling it and muddling our way through if need be. But my hope is to be able to be a living, breathing example of how these young men can go out and live their lives in the world with the women of the world, whether they're people they work with or partners they may have, whatever the case. I'm always saying to my boys, there's always going to be women in your life. I know you're young and, these things are not on your mind. Getting into relationships is not really on your mind right now, and that's fine. But there's always going to be women in your life. And so knowing how women operate, knowing how, what our role has been and what many women hope their role to shift to is very important. And hoping for that inclusivity and that equal division of labor in the home and the equal pay in the workplace. All of these things are so important. So I'm really thrilled to have been having this conversation with my boys since they were quite young. And having them be socialized that way in our home and having my husband also be on board with all of these things and vocal about these things with the boys, they don't understand any other way. And they don't understand, well, why would it have been set up this way? And I'm like, what do we do from here? Right? So this can all happen though if we have the energy and the agency to live into our dreams, live into our purpose with our minds in the right place and our bodies working for us. And I invite you to sit with yourself for even 2 minutes. But hey, you deserve way more than 2 minutes. Give yourself as much time as you can to really identify what is that one thing that you want to do for you this season. And it can lead to other things, but start with the one that's been on your mind. You are worthy of feeling whole. You're worthy of moving ahead in your wellness and your self-care, and you're worthy of having a voice for your needs to be met. Because when they are, watch out. You're a woman with a purpose, and you're a woman who's going to really make that purpose evident in the world and help a lot of people along the way. And you know what? You deserve to feel good. Have a lovely rest of the week.
Thank you so much for being here with me on the Connect podcast. If you like this episode, please share it with someone you think would enjoy it. Also, if you head over to iTunes to leave a review, I'd be so grateful. Let us know what your favorite parts were and what you'd like to hear more of. It will help us have a greater impact elevating many more people to grow and succeed together. See you next time.